He was only 15 when his world shattered, and for decades the palace told him to smile, to walk, to wave. But now Prince William is done hiding behind royal silence. In a deeply emotional and shockingly honest new statement, the future king ripped open the wounds of the past and gave the world a glimpse into the very pain the monarchy never wanted to show. Welcome back, truth seekers. Today we are not talking about pomp and pageantry. We're talking about raw heartbreak, buried grief, and one man's mission to make sure no child suffers the way he did. If you thought you knew Prince William, get ready, because what he just shared changes everything. But before we go further, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and tap the bell, because here we don't water down the truth behind the crown. Let's dive in. It happened quietly, behind the doors of a private 30th anniversary dinner for Child Bereavement UK. No fanfare, no red carpets. Just William showing up. But what he said there shocked everyone. Grief is the very worst pain any child or parent will ever endure. That line silenced the room. Because when Prince William talks about grief, he's not reading a royal script. He's talking about August 1997. He's talking about the moment the world lost a princess, but he lost his mother. The moment tabloids screamed and flashbulbs exploded, but he stood at just 15, forced to walk behind Diana's coffin like a statue. That was the moment his life was split in two. And it's the moment that still shapes him today. At that dinner, William didn't talk like a prince. He talked like a boy who never got to say goodbye. He praised Child Bereavement UK for giving that voice to others, for offering what he never had, real human support in the aftermath of devastation. And then came the news that made headlines. Child Bereavement UK is officially merging with Winston's Wish, another major bereavement charity for children and families. William didn't just support the merger, he led it. Because in his own words, while we cannot prevent these losses, we can ensure every possible type of expert support and care is given to help rebuild lives. For someone like William, this isn't just a press release. This is personal justice, because let's call it what it was. The way his grief was handled back then was a national disgrace. A 15-year-old boy paraded in public, expected to be composed, dignified, silent. Meanwhile, inside he was crumbling, and no one seemed to care. Not really. That pain didn't vanish, it matured with him. And now, as a father, as a husband, and as a future monarch, William is determined to make sure no child is ever made to grieve in isolation. In fact, he said it best himself. In my 16 years as patron of Child Bereavement UK, I have seen the life-changing impact of their work, and how support, care, and compassion protect the long-term health of those living with loss. Notice the words, long-term health. Because that's what unresolved grief destroys. Not just happiness, not just peace, but futures. And maybe that's what William is trying to rebuild, not just for others, but for himself. Because behind the crisp suits and military medals, there's still a boy who missed his mother's hugs, who never got closure, who watched the woman who lit up rooms be reduced to tabloid fodder and conspiracy theories. And yes, this comes at a moment when Prince William's world is once again in turmoil. His father, King Charles, is battling cancer. His wife, Catherine, is recovering from her own private health struggles. The man can't afford to fall apart. And yet, he chose now to speak, because now more than ever, the world needs leadership rooted in compassion, not power plays, not PR moves, but real humanity. Alexander Fitzgibbons, chair of Child Bereavement UK, confirmed the merger is about expansion, about reaching more families, offering stronger services, and ensuring that no grieving child is left unheard. And William, he'll remain as patron, not just in name, but in presence. But let's not forget the contrast here. While Prince Harry has chosen to grieve loudly through interviews, memoirs, and public accusations, William has stayed quiet until now. And no, this isn't about who's right. But let's be honest. There's a quiet power in the way William has turned pain into purpose instead of profit. He doesn't need a Netflix series or a ghostwriter. His grief speaks through action. The future of the monarchy isn't in gold carriages anymore. It's in moments like this, in real leadership, in choosing to confront childhood loss, mental health, and emotional wounds head-on, because William knows what it's like to cry alone in a palace. He knows what it's like to have the world watching and feel invisible. He knows the shame, the silence, and the suffocating pressure to be strong when all you want is your mother. So no, this isn't just another charity initiative. This is the most vulnerable we've ever seen the future king, and perhaps the most honest. This merger? It's his legacy in the making, a chance to rewrite how Britain handles grief. A chance to show that royalty isn't about titles. It's about using that platform to protect those who can't protect themselves. And here's what matters. This story isn't just about Diana. It's about every child who loses someone they love and is told to get over it, to move on, to be brave. William says, no, you don't move on. You move forward. With support, with care, with love. And if this is what leadership looks like, then the monarchy might just survive after all. Now we turn to you, our truth-seeking audience. Was Prince William right to finally speak out? Do you believe his message was genuine? And is this the kind of monarchy modern Britain really needs? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. And if this story moved you, if you believe Diana's legacy still echoes through her son, then like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell. Because here, we go deeper. We tell the real royal stories the headlines blur. Until next time, remember, grief doesn't make you weak. Hiding it does. And sometimes, even a prince needs to say, I'm still hurting. Thanks for watching, and may every grieving child out there know you're not alone.